TYTSports just covered our Turks of the weekend. Check out that clip. Description and link is in below.
Jerk of the week is the Steelers defense. I mean, first of all, Mike Tomlin, iron sharpens iron. Iron flagellates iron. What are you doing? It's like clown ball out there. Their offense is actually quite excellent. Both their running backs are good. They're versatile. They're different than one another. You know, it's old school Fast Willie Parker and Jerome Bettis. I like it. Roethlisberger is a veteran quarterback. That boy gets it done in a lot of circumstances. They got really good receivers. But then the defense can't stop anybody. And their clownishness, I feel like, somehow leaks over into the offense as well. So, yeah, they let up that touchdown at the end of the game to the Bucs to lose, which is maddening. But I feel like the offense there could have scored 34 or 44 points. They just didn't. So, nonetheless, the real culprits here is clearly the Pittsburgh defense, who are the jerks of the week.
Dan, you picked Mike Glennon as your Turk. Who is your jerk?
My jerk is Kirk Cousins. Hey, Kirk, just because your game was Thursday doesn't mean I'm not going to pick you as a jerk. You were awful. And first of all, let me start by saying to DMM, our Twitter follower, it's my fault. I was the one who said I liked Washington. Everybody else here liked the Giants. If you watch the Tuesday show, you'll see Chris liked the Giants, Ben liked the Giants, I liked Washington. I was wrong. I believed in Kirk Cousins. I thought he was good. You know, I watched him the last 2 weeks. He looked really good. I mean, obviously anyone can look good against Jacksonville. But he looked really good against Washington, and I thought this was just a good team with Kirk Cousins, and really not as good of a team with RG3. But you know, I mean, he played one of the worst games I've ever seen. That team could have won so many times during the Giants game, so many times. At the end of the first half, they're down 21-7. He already fumbled to put them down 14-0. But he could have brought him back. I mean, he brought him down there. They fumbled at the end of the first half. Now, obviously, that was Paulson who fumbled, not him. But still, you know, he just didn't have it. He really didn't have it. And then when they went into the second half, you know, he came out, he scored, they're back in the game again, okay? So, you know, I really thought Washington was going to win that game. Then he proceeded to have one of the worst meltdowns I've ever seen. I mean, he threw 4 interceptions in, you know, about a quarter and a half. And, you know, that led to 28 points, his turnovers. He had 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble, led to 28 overall points. And he really just killed them on the game. And some of them were just, I don't even understand what he was doing. You know, there was one key third down play, which was really the turning point in the game. I think it was 24-14. And he's got great receivers. He's got Deshaun, he's got Pierre Garçon, he's got Andre Roberts, who's a fantastic 3. And he decides, he's got Alfred Morris, he's got Helu, who's a great pass-catching back, and he decides to throw the ball to Grant. Who is Grant? You know, like on the most important of the play of the game, you're going to throw it to some guy named Grant. You know, he only threw the ball. He threw the ball 16 times to Pierre Garçon the week before when they played against Philly, and he was fantastic. And last week, Pierre caught 2 passes, 6 total targets. In a game where they lose 45-14 and they're throwing the entire game, how do you give your best receivers 6 targets? I just don't understand. He was terrible.
It was bad game calling on his part, or it could have been bad coaching, because if I don't see Kirk Cousins being the one calling the plays he's not the Peyton Manning going up there changing the play at the line of scrimmage. But like you're saying, you have Deshaun Jackson, who is hands down one of the best downfield threats. He's still extremely fast. He's a veteran receiver now. Look to him. You got Pierre Garçon, another player who's been in the league for a long time. Look to him. You got to get these guys 8 targets a game at least.
True, but at the end of the day, like, he's the one with the ball in his hands, and he's the one who has to make decisions. Right. It's like when you watch Russell Wilson doesn't make those plays. No. He's just smart. He if there's nothing there, he runs for 2 yards and runs out of bounds, or he throws the ball away. Like, he just doesn't keep throwing the ball to the other team over and over and over again. Like, I mean, it was just disastrous. And Eli even tried to do an Eli where he threw the ball to the other team on the 1-yard line, because that's what Eli does.
When the lesser Manning is capitalizing on 28 points off turnovers, you got to be a jerk.
Yeah,
so
it's
Kirk Cousins
just like
is week 4 jerk, Kirk Cousins?
Week 4 jerk, Kirk Cousins. I mean, how many chances do you get in this league to be the guy?
He
was the guy. He was going to be the guy. RG3's career was over, and now it's not. And now I have to listen to 6 more weeks of who should we start in Washington.
This is true. So Kirk Cousins jerk of week 4 for Dan. My jerk is the NFL bye week. I don't like the NFL bye week, mostly because 6 teams are out this week. But specifically, and this has been a trend on TYT Sports, no Brian football. No Cleveland Browns Brian, football Browns. Hoyer in the pocket, being efficient, going 19 to 24 for 110 yards and a touchdown. I'm not a Browns fan, and I really don't like Johnny Manziel. So I am pulling and hoping week in and week out that Brian football continues to be as efficiently boring as he can possibly be.
We are big fans of Brian football.
We
here
do
at
like
TYT.
Brian football. We are huge fans of him. So so the NFL bye week's the jerk, not just because of no Brian football, but because no AJ Green, who likes to make spectacular catches on a weekly basis. No Arizona Cardinals, who give them respect. That team's playing unbelievably well. They're 3-0. I won't be surprised if they go 4 or 5-0 as we go down the road. This is a team that I think Ben Mankewicz mentioned last week that they're 10-2 in their last 12 games played. That's fantastic. Their defense, I was reading an amazing article, which I will put in the description below off SI.com. Todd Bowles, who is their defensive coordinator, the article states it, and I could not agree more. He will be a head coach in the NFL next year, or he might be Michigan's head coach next year, because Michigan football is looking for a coach, and I think they're trying to bribe the Harbaugh brothers or Harbaugh father. They're all the same first letter, by the way. Jim, and John.
Anyone from the Harbaugh
Anybody
clan.
from the Harbaugh family wants is looking, and I don't know if anyone are going to do it. But back to the point, Arizona Cardinals defense, they're using safeties as linebackers. They're using linebackers as defensive backs. They're lining up everybody anywhere, and you can see NFL offenses, at least through the first 3 games, are frustrated. They don't know what to do when facing the Arizona Cardinals defense. And when you're getting in the head of these other quarterbacks, of these offensive coordinators, or the play callers, that's a sign of a very well-coached team. And as I mentioned in the other clip, there's 2 things that at least I feel, it's one of the things I agree with the Coward Morning Show, is one, an offensive line can lead you to a Super Bowl if you have a strong enough one. The other thing, really, really good coaching makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And you can see poorly coached teams versus very well-coached teams. Bruce Arians, who we should be giving more of the credit to than just Bowles, head coach of the Cardinals, is doing a fantastic job. But Sean Payton, on the other hand, something's not right in New Orleans.
I don't know what's happening there. I mean, the Saints are not good on the road. We talk about this all the time. Like, they're a great team to fade on the road. But I've never seen the Saints get blown out like that, where they literally got crushed in a game. I mean, it has been a really long time, and that Dallas team doesn't have a good defense.
No.
So I expected that to be a high-scoring game, but on both sides, and I can't believe they had so much trouble scoring points.
They don't have a good defense, and Claiborne got injured in the second quarter of the game. He got injured early, so he was out. Not that Claiborne is the best defender on all of Dallas, but this is a team coming into the season who people thought, pundits thought, experts thought, I even thought, everybody thought the Dallas Cowboys defense was going to put up record-breaking numbers in the bad way. In the most points allowed in a season, yet they're finding a way to hold a powerhouse offense historically with Drew Brees, with Jimmy Graham, to 17 points. Even on the road, even with the Saints on the road, that's nothing. Drew Brees isn't playing so well. Sean Payton has got to get his team together.
Yeah, there's some weird coaching things going on right now, and I know we talk about coaching all the time, so I won't go too far into it, but like, another thing that is really bothering me lately is, you get these teams, and like the Jets, for example, last week, Jets cannot score inside the red zone. Like, they cannot. Geno Smith makes terrible decisions inside the red zone, and I'm a Jet fan, so you can all make fun of me in the comments. But if you know the guy is not good in the red zone, and you have great running backs who are doing fantastic and are running the ball terrifically, why do you throw the ball 4 times in a row when the game is on the line against Chicago and don't run it even once? And same thing yesterday. I mean, I'm watching the Eagle game, and we were all kissing, Chip Kelly's ass last week. But, guy ran the ball on 2nd and 6, 3rd and 1. You had 2 plays to get in against the Niners, and I know the Niners were pushing the front around all day long. But, run the ball once. It's like, just go behind Jason Peters. He's an all-star. I know the rest of the guys aren't that good, but, I mean, come on. Why do you keep... I don't understand this new trend where teams don't run the ball inside the 1-yard line and they keep trying to throw the ball. It only works to do a naked bootleg if they think you're going to run.